Hi, it's Tuesday night, the 20th of October, and day 294 of my journey to business alignment. I'm still living the dream. How about you? I'm getting closer and closer to full alignment of all three of my minds. It's fantastic. My power statement for today, which is Wednesday, says, now that K4U_91 finished the read more task, I'll continue to push him to get the search and ask Coach B task done ASAP. As he's getting closer to getting them done, I'm going to get all that I need to get done so that I'm ready to reach out to Ontraport so they can help Fahad and I get their membership system, the forums system, and the email marketing system all set up and integrated into my website. It's going to be great. Well, that's kind of been my focus for weeks now, hasn't it? But we're so darn close, I can taste it. Here's my to-do list that I had for today, all of them highlighted there. Done, bam, done. My number one most important task for today was to resolve my TNBD email problem using Zoom to walk through things with Cody. That's my web guy. My fun task for today was to set up a Vimeo account, so that's I'm ready to go when I want to upload videos to host them down the road. And my exciting task for today was to continue to push K4U_91 to get the search feature done and then move him on to getting the Ask Coach B task done and get that working properly since he got the read more feature working, and it's fantastic. It's great. He's really talented. Well, today, first of all, I found out that K4U_91's name is Kashif. Kashif, Kashif. Like I said, he got the read more collapse feature working perfectly, and so that's really good. And next, he's actually almost just so close to getting the search feature working right, looking all the same on all the headers and all the pages, on my tab bars and all the pages. But he said it'll be by the end of probably tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. Well, tonight I jumped on a Zoom call, like I said, with Cody, my email host guy, and he got the TNBD email all set up, and I did all the clicking. He just told me what to do so that it would be ready to go. But he said it'd be another day because the host company was working through a problem, and he said that it wouldn't be done until late tomorrow afternoon. So we'll see how that goes, but man, I'm so close to get that done. It's all ready to go, and when I can, he'll let me know, and I'll jump on, and I'm going to do the database importing. We'll see how that goes. Now I want to go over my end of the day success routine questions. It says, get honest with yourself, Marty. What didn't go well today, or what could you have done better today? Did you wake up early and start strong? Yes. Did you start your morning with power? Yes. Were you productive throughout your day? I got a lot of things done. Pieces through the portal of my mind into the world of the physical, manifested into the world of the physical. Did you get the most important things done today? Yes. Check, check, check. Did you move your goals forward? I showed you I did. Did you show up as the person you wanted to? In other words, did you show up that in a way, in a position, an attitude, and a commitment that serves me best? I did. And I spent wonderful time with my wife tonight, so that was great. As a summary question, I always ask myself, were you honest with yourself about today's task, Marty? Did you keep your promises that you made this morning? Well, I did keep my promises that I made this morning. I promised that I would get the Vimeo account set up, and I got that done. I promised that I would get the email set up and working, and I got that done. It is working, but the actual database receiving emails and sending emails, like I said, I couldn't control that. So I can't do something I can't control. The host controls that, and they're still not ready for me to do the import through my email database, but it will be happening tomorrow. I also promised that I would keep working on clearing off as many tasks as I can from my master task list. That's this one right here. You see those starting to be scratched off? They're getting done. I'm getting them done. Man. While I'm waiting for Kashif to get the search and Ask Coach B pages done. And that's what I did today. It just went zoom, bam, it was done. The next question is, what movies did you watch during your mindfulness time today, Marty? Did you make time for them? And were there any new movies that your two amigos called on to the screen of your mind today? And if so, what were they? Well, after running through my must-see TV favorite 5 movies, I watched a short instant pre-play movie clip of me getting the email autoresponder, the thank you page, and the embedded request to participate YouTube ad all ready to go on all the other 2 or 3 emails that I have to create when the Ontraport system comes on board. I've been imagining that. That was so exciting. I imagined as though they were already done. And so I'm so excited that what they're going to offer and how they're going to work, and they're all from one platform. That's so great. It saves me money. My next question says, what's the one thing that would make all the difference going forward? In other words, what's that one thing I can do better starting tomorrow? Even if the day went sideways getting it done, I'd still feel successful and feel like I'd accomplished something really important, really good. What's that one thing? Well, man, going forward, I'm just going to keep prioritizing each day's tasks. You know, that's one of the things. A fun task, an exciting task, the most important task. But I come up here in the morning after setting those during the night and thinking on them and looking them over in the morning, and I reprioritize and get it where I need to go. So going forward, I'm just going to keep, prioritizing each day's task so that I stay on task and I get everything done that I have to get done before I can take that website live. Man, when that goes live, that's going to be a big day, period. And so my power statement for today that I wrote down that's going to be on my morning ready to go says this: once Kashif gets his task done, and I get my task done, I'll reach out to Ontraport and start that process of getting their membership system, the forums system, and the email marketing systems all set up and working. That's going to be a big one. The next important question I ask myself each night as I finish the day is to do my end of the day success routine. It says, were there any mistakes or failures made today that I can turn into a total success going forward? Well, as far as I remember and I can think about over the day, there wasn't any mistakes that I made today, and I didn't do anything that I would consider was a failure either. So all in all, today was fantastic. The next question is, what was your biggest success today, Marty? In other words, what did you do well today? Well, I feel my biggest success was getting my Vimeo account set up and then my Zoom call with Cody. It was kind of done just before that, and then I did the Zoom call. It was a great way to finish up the day. My email can now be fixed tomorrow. It's all ready to go. It's just waiting for me to be able to import the database. As soon as Cody says, it's a go. The next step in my end-of-the-day success routine, which, by the way, has truly helped me accomplish a ton so far this year, this end of the day that I do every night in my video journal entry, that step is to rate my day's effort today. And so, as I reflected on today, I decided to give today's effort another 9. I gave it today a 9 because I worked at the speed of 9 all day and kept my promises that I made to myself this morning. I'm getting closer and closer and closer to manifesting my dream of a completed, fully functional website, which is a big part of my dream to be for the beginner entrepreneur coach that I want to be through the portal of my mind and manifesting to the world of the physical. That's happening. It's going to be epic as far as I'm concerned when I go boop, and it's like turning the switch and the website's live. That's going to be exciting. Okay, I want to end the day strong. Here's what I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for the principle that says our references that I've been talking about the last 3 or 4 nights, our references, legs to the table that we gather to form and support our beliefs, do not have to be accurate in order to become a belief of ours. Isn't that interesting? They can be real or imaginary, accurate or inaccurate. Even our own personal experiences, as solidly as we feel about them, they too are distorted by our own personal perspective, biases, and prejudices, right? It's true. It's interesting, but because we humans are capable of such distortion and invention, the reference legs we use to support our beliefs are virtually limitless. And there's plenty on both sides of the spectrum. The challenge with this reality is the fact that we begin to accept them as real and thus no longer question them. And that is called our old stories. This can have very powerful negative consequences depending upon the beliefs we adopt. On the other hand, on the flip side, so to speak, we also have the ability to use imagined references to propel us in the direction of our dreams. We can succeed if we imagine something vividly enough as though it was an actual experience. Our brains simply cannot tell the difference between something we vividly imagine and something we've actually experienced. With enough emotional intensity, what I call, what's that right word? Intensity and repetition, emotional intensity and repetition, our nervous systems experience something as real, as though it's real, even if it hasn't even occurred yet. That's what I've been talking about, going to the movies. In other words, it's creating references where no references exist. and thereby achieving what to some seems impossible. Let me read on. These principles lead to the next thing I'm grateful for, the law of true faith, which says true faith is putting oneself on the line with no references to back up one's belief. That's faith. The ability to create a sense of certainty when there isn't any references to justify it is usually what's behind real genius. By putting oneself on the line in this way, you will set in motion a series of events that brings, or I should say that attracts, the impossible into the portal of your mind, where action manifests it into the world of the physical. There's a story I want to talk about. The story of the 4-minute mile is a perfect example of this law that I'm talking about and the principles supporting it. For thousands of years, people held the belief that it was impossible for a human to run the mile in less than 4 minutes. But in 1954, the year that I was born, Roger Bannister broke this impossible belief barrier. He got himself to achieve the impossible, not merely by physical practice, but by constantly rehearsing the event in his mind, by pre-playing it over and over and over again in his mind. That's why I call it going to the movies. By doing this, he broke through the 4-minute barrier, first in his mind over and over again and over again, with so much emotional intensity that he created vivid reference legs for his belief that he could do it, that his belief became an unquestioned command to his nervous system, so much so that it produced the result of the impossible. Man. Next, I'm grateful for Joseph Conrad, who said this: only in men's imagination does every truth find an effective and undeniable existence. Imagination, not invention, is the supreme master of art and of life. End quote. The beauty of this law, as confirmed by Mr. Bannister, was that what this breakthrough did for other people. In the whole history of the human race, no one had ever been able to break a 4-minute mile. Yet, within 1 year after Roger's breaking the barrier, 37 other runners also broke it. His belief and resulting action provided them with references strong enough to create a sense of certainty in their hearts and mind that they too could do the impossible. And a year after that, 300 additional runners did the impossible too. Man, oh man, that story just fires me up. It tells me, as it should tell you, that you can do it. You can start, build, and launch a successful business too, period. No questions asked. Anyway, it's time for me to go to bed. I'm kind of stumbling and talking, and so until we meet right back here again tomorrow night at my laptop, I wish you all continued success. Good night.